Hello, my name is Sorin and welcome to my channel. This is NSL Crypto where you can find news about the crypto. So today we are talking about Robert Kiyosaki. So Robert Kiyosaki warns rising inflation will wipe out 50% of the US population. So we have here some statements by him. Um, He says, as we all know, America produce nothing anymore. We produce bubbles. You know, we just blow air bubbles. So now we have this bubble in real estate, stocks, bonds. Then we have Biden that took the Keystone Pipeline XL pipeline off. That just wipe us out here. So inflation goes up and the average American doesn't have $1,000. 40% of Americans don't have 1,000 dollars. So he says here that on crypto he invests in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now Solana. So he says that the US dollar is about to implode. So um, finally, he said if they go to the government crypto, he believes that at that point they are going to be knowing everything you're doing and already don't trust this government. So we have this interview here with Robert Kiyosaki and Daniela Cambone from Stansberry Research. So I want you to show you a minute of this interview. So let's watch a little this interview.
The world is in trouble. The national debt is going to go through the roof. Biden is causing inflation and blaming Putin. Dollar's about to implode. I want to talk about that with you. So you're saying buy more gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana before this World War III. Okay, so there's a lot of thoughts there. So let's start with the dollar that you say is on the verge of imploding. How far out are we from that, and what will be the catalyst, the major catalyst? There's a lot, but what is it for you?
Well, there's a guy, Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian, and he talks about, he says, you think tough men are dangerous, and Trump was a tough man. But he says, watch what weak men will do. And this guy, Biden, is the worst I have ever seen. The man is senile. And today what's happening is Russia and China are now ganging up on the US. It's really a dangerous world right now. It's getting worse. So every time you interview me when Trump was in power, I was a bit optimistic. But now we have the weakest, most corrupt government. You know, what happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? If the FBI loses his laptop, there's something really sick inside this country. And so that's kind of what I gauge all my macroeconomics on is where is Hunter Biden's laptop? I mean, how can the FBI lose it? We have no financial education in our schools. So that's what I'm concerned about. My biggest concern, Danielle, with Russia and China are ganging up on us. As we all know, America produces nothing anymore. We produce bubbles. You know, we just blow air bubbles. So we now have this bubble in real estate and stocks and bonds. And then when Biden took the Keystone Pipeline, XL pipeline off, just wiped us out here. Inflation goes up, and the average American doesn't have $1,000. 40% of Americans don't have $1,000. And so when inflation goes up, we're going to wipe out 50% of the US population. And that is when revolution starts. And so if and when, and it will come down, the stock market crashes, the 401k, the old guys like me are toast. You know, we don't have a retirement. Our pensions are bust. So what we have are three things is our treasury is out of control. We've lost it. Our entitlements out of control. And now we're at war in the Defense Department. So our debt to GDP is out. So every time I talk to Danielle, I said, I wish I could have some good news. So that's why I did the tuna can to a
Yeah.
silver eagle comparison. We're in trouble.
Yeah, and that really does help put things in perspective. And
Yeah.
you're an advocate of protecting yourself. We've spoken about this in the past about gold, silver. You like Bitcoin, you like Ethereum. A new one that you've added is Solana. Now I know that there's some people advocating that Solana is the next Bitcoin, but why did you add this now? Why do you like it?
As we all know, there's insiders to every deal. I don't have any stocks. I don't invest in the stock market, but they're my companies on the stock market. So the best deals are always done early. So when people say, "Do you invest in Bitcoin?" Yes, when it was $6,000. So Solana is still early and it's got a possibility. It's a long shot. It's the same as a can of tuna. A can of tuna may be worth more than Solana. We've got to know what's real today. And that's what I'm saying. We have the weak leadership in world history. America's in serious trouble. So,
So this is a letter from the interview. You can go here on finball.com about Robert Kiyosaki and watch the whole interview from Daniela. It's interesting that he is saying that he makes a comparison that um, right now it's a good entry level for Solana because it will uh, go in the future, it will go up. So yeah, that's that's a good point of view from Robert Kiyosaki. And yeah, well, let's go to the next news. So here we have another article from Cointelegraph where this author says that Solana risks 30% price crash in Solana's price chart megaphone pattern. Solana market grapples with multiple bearish setups if breaks below its key 50-week moving average. Solana risk crashing 35% in the coming days as it comes closer to painting a so-called megaphone pattern. Solana price megaphone pattern. In detail, megaphone setup consists of a minimum of lower lows and two higher highs, and from during a period of high market volatility. But generally, these patterns consist of 5 consecutive swings, with the final one typically acting as a breakout signal. Solana has been stretching similar patterns since the beginning of 2022, with the coin undergoing a pullback after testing the megaphone's upper trend line near 140 as a resistance, the fourth wing. As you can see here, this is the bullish megaphone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the bearish megaphone when it comes down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so as a result of the pattern, the Solana could extend its decline to test the megaphone's lower trend line as a support near $65, about 30% below today's price. So it could crash further. Yes, it could crash further after forming the fifth thing on its prevailing megaphone structure, while finding a perfect downside target in case of a breakout is tricky. Traders typically select it by measuring the distance between the two trend lines from the point the lower one breaks and books profits when the price reaches 50-60% of that distance. So right now this is the chart. Yes, 1 week time frame. And right now, it says that the price could go uh, down, uh, further down. Yes. So a bearish breakout risk puts Solana price to a route near $40 in the coming weeks. A pullback scenario. On the other hand, Solana bearish megaphone setup could fall short after achieving its breakout target as its price holds above a flurry of concrete support levels. These levels include Solana's 50-week exponential moving average, 50-week EMA, the red wave, and the upward sloping trend line, the black line, that have served as accumulation zones for traders, as shown in the chart below. As a result, early pullback from 50-week EMA could invalidate the megaphone scenario. Okay, so that remains to be seen. Um, Suppose the price falls below 50-week EMA, only to see a bounce from rising trendline support. In that case, it could confirm the presence of a rising wedge or a bear flag set up in conjugation with the megaphone patterns upward trendline again as a bearish setup. So we have here bullish news, yeah, that Robert Kiyosaki tells us to enter now because the price is low, and we have here bearish news where it tells us the price of Solana could go lower. So in this case, when we have 50-50, if you have some money on the right, you could so you could uh, do dollar cost average. So don't invest all your money. That's in one time. That's a stupid thing to do. Only if you are sure, or only if the price of Solana is very 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 down, then you can do that. But my advice to you, and I'm not a and I'm not a professional trader or a professional uh, uh, guy with have professional skills in marketing and money, um, an analyst. My advice to you is to do dollar cost average, because this is much safer, and this is a better way that I see that you can approach when people like me don't have a lot of knowledge in the money department. Okay, so the next news is about Cardano price prediction. ADA price remains pressured to retest 0.90 um, cents. It says here ADA price edges lower as files to maintain the upside momentum. The 50-day EMA coupled the upside gains on the daily chart. ADA price moves sideways. On the daily chart, the ADA price faces the rejection toward the descending trend line from the highs of $1.64 further after forming a reliable support zone around 80 cents or 70-80 cents. The price surged 23% to test the highs of $1.19. This so now the ADA price sliced the critical 50-day EMA exponential moving average at $1.05. This tells the presence of selling force in the asset. So yes, uh, right now it remains to be seen. Um, I think it's a very big support around this area, and yeah, you could do also dollar cost average with this coin. So that's it for today's guys and girls. Um, Thank you very much for watching my channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I wish you all have a great day today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.